thinking from, an HR perspective, what guidance or advice would you give to an HR professional who's trying to hire talent from another country,
Okay.
from these three countries: Mexico, United States, Canada? One of those three. Because of the free trade agreements that are in place.
Well,
Obviously, getting counsel and lawyers early saves problems.
right. Down the road.
It just is so much smoother. I could not imagine doing this independently without that. I would have been a
Yeah.
nervous wreck.
Right.
But any other thoughts? And
Well,
reassurances also, I think.
I had a good friend, Wally Patrician. He was a fellow graduate from law school with me. Well, not law school, bar exams. And he told me early in his career, he said, client comes in, wants to know about, I don't know what, trade law. I don't know the answer. So what I do is I say, well, hang on, let's make an appointment. And I call the best trade lawyer that I know in the city. And I pay the guy $300 back then. This is like
Yeah.
40 years ago. And I go see him, and for an hour I sit there. The guy's happy to give me all the advice I need, plus more for $300. Then I meet with my client and I give him the advice. Same thing is true here. Listen, if if there are some problems or you don't know what to do, hire a guy for 1 hour, a consultation.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna bring in 10 engineers. Give me a few tips on what give me an hour's worth of your time. Let me sort of run this by you, and you give me your advice on it. And whether you hire me or not, but even in the 1 hour, I can save you a lot of headaches.
Or listen to this podcast. I mean, this is even going to save some.
Sure.
Hopefully, this saves some headaches.
Sure,
But that's
I'm going
really
to save this podcast. I think it would be great for HR people. So that's what I would advise for starters. And there are books on immigration that you can pick up and read. But again, this is the thing about getting into the cockpit of a 747. And the manual, page 1, to learn how to fly an airplane is not really what you need to do.
And I think having that basic understanding of how the free trade agreements work, and it doesn't apply to everyone, right? It doesn't apply. There's different classes for temporary workers working in agriculture, right? There's
Yes,
but under the free trade agreements, just having that hour-long discussion is just so important to
Can be. Yeah,
have that foundation, because then at least you know what questions to ask.
Sure.
And where the boundaries are. Just makes so much sense.
Yeah.